John Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
Mr. John Davis. John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
This guy John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis True Crime.
Good morning. Happy May 28th, 2024. This fine Tuesday, one day post Memorial Day. Hope y'all had a good Memorial Day yesterday. I had a decent one. Put some ribs on the grill. It's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Who all we got with us this morning here? Let's see. Damn it. I'd love to wear the glasses throughout. I love them. I think they're funny as hell. But I can't see through them. Can't see through them. You'd think they could have worked that out, but apparently not. Good morning. Lip Lock No More, not a drama, not a messy Jesse. Angie's Life, Tennessee Blonde. Good morning. Big round of good mornings. What's going on? What's going on? I thought we'd do the tea, true crime tea from around the streets. T-Bird, check. Let's see. Where should we go first? Let's go here where I kind of gave a preview accidentally already, but we'll go there first. We'll go here first. I seen this morning. Fresh off the post from Dolly Vision. Guys, we are stepping away from the Sebastian Rogers case. It's turned into a full-blown clown show. We don't want no parts of it. We'll only bring him up when there's news to talk about. So many people turn to this case into a joke. I've removed almost all video dealing with Sebastian. The rest will come down tonight. They're a real family that need help, and this is just taking away from it. I pray this little boy is found. So, shocking news. Dolly Vision, out of it. Turned into a clown show. Turned into a clown show, he says. Right? That's what he's telling us. It's a clown show. I'm out of it. But, what's this? I think a lot of people took my post wrong. Yes, I am stepping away from covering the case, but no, I'm not stopping the search for this young man. I have big plans. I didn't give up on this boy, just not covering the circus. When there is real news to talk about, I will. Something's telling me there's reasoning behind taking down the videos. He got what he wanted, lots of money. Yeah. I love it when somebody like him comes out and talks about, man, get out of this clown show. Would that be the same clown show that you helped perpetuate on the reg? And I went to his account just to see. I was like, let's see what he's talking about. Let's see. Let's see exactly what he's done. And yes, outside of this morning's brand new live he did on Sebastian, he's took down almost every one of them. I think there was maybe one or two And I didn't see any of the rest of them. So, something tells me somebody's learning their lesson about making crazy, wild, unsubstantiated claims, dragging people through the mud and such. That's what it smells like to me. And I think it's whack that you just don't say that. Just say, hey, look, Proudfoot's trying to sue me. I gotta don't make it out to like you're so outraged by the clown show and you're so above talking about this stuff that's why it's your moral fiber that's bringing you away from the case. Come on. Come on. Really? I'm sorry. I hold my tongue too much on a lot of this bullshit. And I took some time to reflect while I was off. I'm not doing it no more. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm calling what I see the way I see it. I kept trying to just keep my mouth shut and not offend people, because I know there's probably people here right now who think he's the best thing since sliced bread. But I mean, come on. We've seen him get into one altercation. That was with a woman. Just saying. Just saying. It's ridiculous. Then when you're getting called out probably by someone's attorney, you're going to be like, nah, man, I ain't into all this drama nonsense. Not me. I ain't gonna be in this clown show. Try to high road it. Really? This story is turning me off true crime, but I like you guys. Thank you, Pink Banjo. Well, I don't do it. I don't play that bullshit game with them. That's why my numbers suck. That's why I don't get the views, because I don't make up stuff and go along with stuff I know ain't true. And I try to be fair instead of just piling on constantly. You know, that's why JDTC's growth is slow, because I speak the truth. And that's the way it is. You know, I'm over it. Over the weekend, I thought to myself, why do I even worry about it? You know, why? Sebastian floated out house. He's out of the clown show and all that. But there's a brand new thumbnail after that post was made. Right? You notice what I don't see in the thumbnail? Chris or Katie's picture. Just saying. Just saying. Don't change who you are, John. I'm not, man. I'm not. I don't need it that bad, you know. I'm not going to lie. I'm competitive. I'd love to have like 50, 100,000 subscribers, but I'm not a sellout. I ain't doing it. I ain't going to lie to people and pretend like I know things and try to push this bullshit. You know, yeah, it may make it more interesting for people, but if you want to be lied to, go somewhere else. You're in the wrong place. He's between roofing job or something. It's pitiful. Pitiful. The search for Sebastian Rogers. Dolly, don't do the drama. What? What? You don't? But you damn sure had me fooled. You must be playing chess, and I'm sitting here playing checkers. Because I am just fooled. Sebastian Rogers, full-blown circus. Full-blown circus. All I see is clowns. Breaking news. Breaking news. Clowns everywhere. I think you're at the circus, guy. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We'll sit there and run them breaking news headlines. Everything's breaking news with these people. People do it. They jump right in for it. Oh, he's got breaking news. What's the breaking news? Oh, he never mentioned what the actual breaking news was, but there's breaking news. Now, I've told y'all before, Sebastian Rogers has lots of huge following. Well, they have a Facebook page too. They post stuff quite often. Here's one I thought I would share with y'all. Check this out. Please get this message to Seth. Has Seth looked into getting an attorney to help him get a search warrant for dogs to search the home? This is the home his child policed and was last seen. Perhaps he can go to the county attorney's office and ask them for help for free. That was a post. So that was for the in the group to see. So apparently somebody thinks if you get a lawyer, you can pick somebody's house to search. Now, I will admit, most people in the comments were like, that's not how life works. That's not a thing. You can't just do that. Hi, Delvid. The Country Life of Chicken Lady, Slim Hauser, Pink Banjo. Apparently they think you can just get you an attorney and be like, hey, you know the Johnsons down the street? Yeah. I'd like y'all to go in and look at their house. Could you get the I just it's mind-boggling to me. People play along with that. You know, the group admin put that up. You know, it's amazing. The water heater has been changed. We still have to add a pressure line. Losing about 3 gallons a day right now. Thinking about going and purchasing one as soon as I'm done today. For anybody wondering about the water heater. I don't know. I don't know why someone would think that was an option. Like if you have a lawyer, you can force police to search a house. It shows you how out of touch some people's thinking is on what's reality, you know? And I'm not saying I'd be against them searching the house, doing whatever. I'm just saying that's not how things work. You can't get a lawyer to search a house. Sorry. Here's another post they put. This was a while back. Seth's finally got an FBI to take over the case. That was a post. Well, guess what? That's false. That didn't happen. But they posted that it had happened. Even put up a video where it's the interview of Seth saying that's what he wants to happen. He never in the video says it happened. It's never happened. But that was the post. That was the post. Right there. And this has been days ago. Seth's finally gotten the FBI to take over the case. No, he hasn't. And you know, I think I don't think the FBI takes on a lot of cases themselves. I think they do a lot more of the support role for tech and stuff like that. You know, and from what I'm seeing, I don't think the sheriff's department is super interested in getting it to take over. And everybody seems to think the sheriff's department's doing a horrible job. To be honest, we don't know anything. For all we know, they could have been treating this for like a criminal investigation, but they're not trying to. To be honest, I've thought about this. Okay, I thought about this. If you're law enforcement, you got this missing kid, right? And you think something he's been taken, you have a thought or a lead or something that's making you believe the boy's been taken, correct? When you do that, yeah, Delvin, I'm aware, buddy. When you do that, if they go out, if they think Sebastian's been taken, okay, just follow me for a minute. If they think he's been taken, what they're doing is maybe downplaying the hell out of it, that they think that's the case because they're afraid that could lead to them doing something with Sebastian or to Sebastian out of fear that they're being closed in on. I thought that. Or, you know, it could cause them to move him. You know, maybe they think they're zeroing in on where he's at and they're afraid, you know, if they think it's a criminal investigation, they'll move him. You know, there's a lot of possibilities like that. I think, you know, I'm telling you, a lot of people seem to be 100% on, they think something's happened to him. He's definitely gone. I don't, man. I don't know. I've had a feeling for a while, and it's just a feeling, but I have a feeling Sebastian could still be with us. If you go back and look at them court papers, I feel like there is tons. If Katie even believes half of what she swore to in those court papers and stuff, I could see her doing something to where Seth did not get Sebastian. I swear, I think it's a legitimate possibility. What it is, I have no idea. And I think if that is the case, though, I've thought about this too. I believe if that's the case, that she's done something because she didn't want him going to Seth, she could have done that before she even got home. I don't know about all this footage of him taking out the trash. I think there's your window, is either the window for her doing something with him either got to be that he never even made it home after the steakhouse, or she took him out early that morning. Now, from what I understand, the car was parked in the garage, so that is why you wouldn't see nothing, you know. She went out and you know, I've showed that. Oh God, I hope I didn't erase it. I think I did. Let me look. Hold on. Oh, I didn't. Good. If you look here, I got the map. They said she was gone for like that's. I haven't seen a concrete idea that tells us how long she was gone, but you can even see on this map here, the red dot, Sebastian's house, the school here. That's where my understanding is. She said she went to check. She drove the route to school and back. Okay. If that's all she did, unless she got out and went in the school and bullshit and all that, if all she did was drive that route and back, that's no time she can do that. Okay. So I feel like if she was gone any significant amount of time, it should definitely be super questioned. And I'm sure TBI and FBI and all the BIs have that, but that's her window right there. Is that if it was that morning that something happened, she'd have had to have done it. She'd have had to take him somewhere when she left on her search. Okay? All this is just speculation, my opinion. But it had to either happen then or it had to happen the night before, right? The way I'm seeing it. I don't see how anything else really makes sense. Because they're swearing up and down there's no footage or nothing of anything that night. Cars going in and out of the subdivision unaccounted for, and there's no people on anybody's doorbell cams, none of that shit. What other option is there? He never made it home, or he left out that morning when she left out. She took him somewhere then. And I did see something over the weekend that interesting. I don't know if it was the week. I don't know. Where's it at? Here it is. This was Fine Sebastian Rogers. They posted this. They said, so I listened to the interview with Chris McDonough and Steve Johnson, which was very good. And I made the statement the other day that I don't believe Chris is involved, even though most think he is. In this interview, Chris McDonough says he leans towards the mom doing something independent of Chris. I agree 100% still. In my opinion, that's why Chris does most of the talking, because he didn't do anything and he believes himself that Katie is innocent. See, I've always said I don't think he was hands-on part of it. I really don't. That's why I think he's so cocky and runs his mouth as much as he does, because I really think he don't have knowledge of what's actually happened. If he does, then he's really, really ignorant to be acting like that. I think it was the night before. I never stay up till midnight when I got to get up at 6 for work. Seems even CP had problems sleeping going into work at 5 a.m. See, that's the thing, man. That's what makes this so hard. Is we have there's so much that comes up that makes you want to believe that he is involved, like the 3-hour phone call. You and your old lady, and I think everybody will agree, the marriage didn't seem to be going great, right? It's a 3.5-hour drive for him to come home on the weekends. He hadn't been coming for weeks. All right. So the night that Sebastian disappears, him and Katie have a 3-hour conversation on the phone. It really makes you speculate what that 3-hour conversation was about. Was it about, well, you know, I ain't come home and I ain't coming home till Sebastian's gone? You know, we know there had been issues with CPS and that kind of stuff, right? Could it have been a thing where he wouldn't come home with Sebastian there because he was afraid he was going to catch another case or something like that? And Katie made a decision. Seems highly unlikely that my thing too is, you know, it'd be hard to move somebody by yourself. That comes in my head a lot. If it was Katie, how she would move him around by herself and do all this is shocking to me. You know? Maybe Sebastian overheard that conversation and took off. Possibly. My only thing is, because I really want to think the boy is still with us. If he ran off by himself, he's had to have had some help by now, or something has happened for sure. Hi, the lad be the bean, Slim Hauser, Pink Banjo. Hi, everybody. Hi, Josh. Long time no see, buddy. I hopped in the other day when you and Trev was up, and I said, what was it I said? I said, oh, there's the skipper in Gilligan. That's who y'all reminded me of. You didn't comment, so I thought maybe I went too far. I'm sorry if I did. Katie, having been in the military, I'm pretty sure she would have been taught what in my world is called the fireman's carry. I learned it as a firefighter. Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't possible, lip lock. I'm just saying it would have been easier to get him around. I'm Gilligan. Yes, you are Gilligan. Y'all know Gilligan's from West Virginia, right? Don't want to brag, but Gilligan from I got my gang signs for West Virginia. W. Gilligan. Josh, was it Katie? Katie have anything to do with him, in your opinion? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, please, if you haven't left already. I think that's our suspect. What else went on this weekend? Yeah. I don't know how old this is. I just seen it the other day. But I know a lot's been made about the people leaving Seth. This is from Julia, the canine handler. Jules, I believe is what they refer to her as. Good morning. I had to reschedule tonight's original live stream, so I apologize for all those I have received messages from but did not yet respond to yet. I will get back the moment I can. Weeks ago, I distanced myself from the families and people in close circles to them. This came after questionable parties got involved, and I was not about to jeopardize my career as an officer in the U.S. Army by being associated with these characters. It was assumed several times. It was said because I considered some people close to the family as friends who I enjoy many conversations with, like I would do in any difficult situation. I sought advice from my commanding officer. He reminded me of my passion to find justice and bring forth a promise, the same promise I make to my troops when we head out the gate over there to bring them home, all of them. I have been suspecting for the longest time that I have been getting close. I have known for the longest time there's a lot of pain and trauma associated with this case. Sebastian, Canine Era, Canine Gator, and I are here. I'm not leaving yet. I will see you get the justice you deserve. After speaking to agencies who I met through my work experience, getting sent incredible research by a few intelligent students at University of Tennessee, and speaking with a handful of very genuine people who have discovered their voices, and I commend them for their bravery. I no longer only suspect I'm close. I genuinely feel in my heart as though I am getting close. I feel it in my gut and in my bones. I have extreme confidence in this new route, and I'm going to pursue it as thoroughly as I can. However, this doesn't mean to stop sending me tips and locations. If you see me in the woods or on a search, I'm completely open to a conversation and would love to discuss possible areas. I only ask one thing. If Canine Gator or Canine Aura are on an active track, please do not just walk up and pet them. Please ask first. The reason for this post is not, I say again, not to gaslight anyone. It is to explain why I may be in silent mode as I pursue this avenue, and also to tell everyone, please do not believe the rumors flying around. The law enforcement and the TBI are not doing their job. I can say that they very much are. The layering surrounding this entire case has been so vast. Please have faith in the blue and do not seek out third-party services for tips. Report all tips directly to the SCSO and TBI. That's the sheriff's office. I will see you all again soon. Here's a pic from the fall of me and two of the coolest canines ever, my partners and my heroes. There's a picture of her and her dogs. Now she starts out with, weeks ago, I distanced myself from the families and people in close circles to them. This came after questionable parties got involved, and I was not about to jeopardize my career as an officer in the U.S. Army being associated with these characters. It was assumed several times. He reminded me of my passion to find us and bring forth a promise. The same my truth. I don't know, man. It's weird to me. Which person are? Because I've seen this referenced by a few different people. Which person are we talking about? Anybody know? Which person? Everybody hit the thumbs up. I never remember that, and that means a lot to the algorithm. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thank you. Which person, y'all? Tony? Is it Tony, or is it that other woman that they wanted to come up and she had the felony for discharging the firearm? Does anybody know? Man, it's wild that they say this, and this is mentioned a couple times about, jeopardizing your license and your careers. What kind of felon are you that worried? Who is that bad a person that keeps coming up to people? We creators have to get our gang signs down. I think we're beginning to confuse our audiences. Yeah, I'm gonna play Be the Bean. Their mashup. That shit's funny. We'll play it here in a little bit. You can't be an investigator and hang with felon TikTok Tony. So is it Tony Mathis? Or is TikTok Tony a different person? Seems like nobody can 100% define who this person is that Seth's got in his circle that's so bad that's running everybody off. I don't know if it's Tony Mathis. I keep hearing he has a background. I know this other woman. I've seen her story. The other person Seth's brought, she discharged a firearm. It was a whole thing. Her daughter was going to fight some girl. It was really weird. It seemed like she must be next level, how should I put this? Emotional, possibly, because it seemed like she brought a gun to a kid's fight. It's weird. It's really weird, the whole story about that. Weren't they being run off before Tony came into the picture? I thought it all happened right around when Tony came. That's why I thought that woman was kind of late in this for them to be talking about her. It's Tony. Okay. Has anybody seen Tony's records? Is it that bad? I haven't seen it. Mathis is TikTok Tony. Okay. TikTok Tony is Tony Mathis. Okay. Told you Barca hi. Good morning. A lot of wilds out there. I don't know, man. I'm guessing it's Tony because unless like the inner circle knew about that woman that was coming a lot earlier than I found out, I'm guessing it's Tony. And that's, if I was getting private eyes pro bono that was helping me, those would be the people I think I would be most worried about keeping happy. Personally, I think Seth's made a ton of bad decisions. I think Seth needed somebody definitely different than who he's got to help him out. Some bad checks and speeding tickets is all I've seen. Bad checks, huh? That's interesting. See, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's blood. Tony's in it for the money. Tony's in it for the money." I don't see how Tony's making a ton of money off this. I really don't. Sounds like Seth picks who helps him. You know, that's why I'm suspicious of Seth, the people he surrounds himself with. I don't, you know, they say birds of a feather. I'm not saying that's him. Didn't say that. But he makes some bad decision making. And I tell you, nobody will say it, but at the end of the day, now that we've seen how stuff's unfolding, it makes Katie and Chris seem kind of smarter for not agreeing to work with Tony. Tony worked with Nina on Caleb Harris. Oh, so Nina, okay, Nina's who we're talking about. The other one I suspected that they were quitting over. I didn't realize she was involved on the Caleb Harris thing too. Man, that's wild that somebody that does what she does, if that's what she does, she helps find people and all that, you know, investigates and all this stuff, would have a moment to where they go off and fired a gun over their daughter and another girl going to fight and stuff, you know. And that's the way it was. I've seen quite a bit on it, and the situation was explained to me that some girl was supposed to come over and was in a beef with her daughter over something. They got into it, and she brought a gat into the situation. Now, they said that they even knew this girl was supposed to be coming to the house. So why she wouldn't have called 911 and said, "Look, there's a girl threatening my daughter. They're coming over here." You would think that would be the route somebody would take. No, it's not how she handled it. I don't know. Hi, Spark. Good to see you. Joanne Murdoch. Rottweilers and PJs. Pew barking in the background. Next, we got this one. What else do we have? Ah, this one. Did I read this one? In my opinion, Sebastian is still alive. He was sent away. I've heard of places that for a price will come in the middle of the night and take the kids and keep them in an off-grid type camp. I believe it was done to spite Seth and to keep Sebastian away for CP's court hearings. I believe CP, his family, KP, and her family were all in on it. And the Bower Sox funded the mission. To me, that is some pretty wild speculation. You know, I believe it was done to spite Seth and to keep Sebastian away for CP's court hearings. Now, I'm sorry, but somebody please explain to me how having a missing child is going to help your court hearing. And how you're going to get this just gaggle of people to go along with this. Because it's going to take a lot of people to go along with this. It seems super unlikely. I'm just sorry. I can't pretend that I think if I was in a court hearing, a good option would be for me to make my stepson disappear. Because I'm trying to get custody of another child. I want to show that one that was in my household has disappeared. Think about that. Chris, the CP is open cases could hurt his custody. Yes, exactly. I mean, it just doesn't make sense though. Still, you know, I get why some people might I kind of get why somebody might go that way. But I mean, damn, you're going to get all these people in this huge elaborate plan, and the Bowersox are going to fund it for what? Successful people don't get themselves tied up in some bullshit like this to make them lose everything. You know? But none of it makes sense. No, I'll tell y'all what makes sense. This is my opinion as to what makes sense is that Katie did this. Either it was an accident, something happened, she accidentally struck him. We all know he had the condition. It wouldn't take a ton. And that's what happened. And that's the most, what is they say, the simplest explanation is most often the correct one. Could be that, it could have been an accident, or it could have been you got Chris out, ain't been home in weeks. And I would say there's a good chance that the relationship with Sebastian was not good for the marriage. And Katie decided that she wanted to be back with Chris. Now, it doesn't make sense. None of the one big thing that doesn't make sense about all this is if they weren't happy with the current situation, it was going to change very soon. You know, in a few months, he was going to be with Seth. So if people had an issue, Stillwaters, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I'm a man of averages and likeliness. And yes, there have been many affluent people that do sick stuff, and it seems like a ton of money makes you do sicker stuff. I'm just saying the typical person ain't. It just seems awful unlikely with him leaving. That's what throws such a wrench in almost any thing you can think of as to why they wouldn't wait and let him until he went to live with Seth, or speed that process up possibly if that was the issue. Told my husband the bare essentials of the case. He's not into true crime at all. I didn't go into the rabbit holes. He immediately said someone's hiding that boy. I was like, really? That's a big opinion, man. A lot of people think that's it. They're hiding him. You know? At what point? I mean, is this going to go on for how long can they hide him? Seems way too long for this kid to be missing just to be missing, yes. I think he was hauled out of the garage in the truck. I would like to know what time police did their initial first search. I'm sure I could find that if I looked it up. But to me, her window's got to be post steakhouse. And I'm still so confused about this. They seen him taking out the trash thing. If they seen him taking out the trash, then he didn't leave that house. Or if there's video good enough to see that, you would see it. I think the scratches CP had on his arms at the beginning tells the story, allegedly. See, there's the picture of that. And then somebody told me they went back and watched the video and the pictures were doctored. I don't know. But I guarantee you, if that was the case, if there were legit ones, law enforcement did document and notice that. They called the sheriff at 6:30 that morning. Wonder what time they got there to search. She went out, and according to the majority of what I've heard about this trip wasn't supposed to be long, like 10, 15 minutes tops, okay? It seems like it would have been so hard for her outside of handing him off to somebody to have dumped him at that point and him not been found. You couldn't have went that far, and it would have been, it seemed like it also would have been super hard for her to went back and moved. So I keep going back and forth. I still think she's the suspect because I don't think he ran away. I don't think nobody runs away and he plans to run away and don't have shoes. Hardly quit it. You know? What if it was something to do with CP's ex trying to keep custody of their daughter, arrange this disappearance of Sebastian? I mean, since other ideas are being kicked around, hey, that's a possibility. You know, she thought, hey, what's best way to make my custody thing go well than to make him look even worse? You know, would have been really hard for anybody to pull that off, though. It's like an abduction to have taken him. If she could have transferred him to another vehicle. That's the thing. She would have had to have done that. And then where we go from there, who knows? I don't think she could have dumped him anywhere that he wouldn't have been found by now. Within the, well, I mean, there are places, I'm sure. But if the timeline's right, she didn't have time to go far. You know, 10 to 15 minutes in city driving, you ain't going too far. You know, you couldn't make it that far. What else we got? Remember that. Has anybody else heard anything about the Sebastian case? Anything of substantial importance? I have not. I think something happened that morning. I believe it was Katie. Watch the first interview closely and see what she said about waking him up. Katie could have used a Wi-Fi jammer when she left the house with him, blocking all the cameras. I've seen that brought up too. People think, you know, Katie with her background installing security cameras and stuff could have somehow jammed them or something to that effect. We assume she went to sleep that night. What if an incident happened at 10 p.m. when the thud occurred? See, I've said that I thought that was maybe the thud was somebody coming in and maybe somebody walked him out the front door. You know, I don't think the issue with that though is with them shrubs and stuff underneath that window, it seems like it'd been hard for somebody to come in that window, period. Although I do not agree with her other ideas about this case, a certain creator from across the pond says to search the woods north of the home. Yeah, that's what I've been saying since day one, showing maps of the huge wooded area north of the home. The camera situation is also suspect considering she was an installer. Exactly. That's what I said too. I don't get why somebody that's an installer wouldn't have a pimped out system. You know, she got discounts and all that good shit. Apparently they had decent money. The neighborhood's really nice. Would be quieter if he knew who he was leaving with. Yeah. And see, that's what I've asked too a lot about is, you know, with Sebastian with autism, how close a relationship would this person probably have to have for him to trust him to leave with him? Because, you know, it's so hard to judge that kind of thing because I know the spectrum is really different. And it's hard to know, you know. I don't know. I don't know what people were in his lives close enough. You know, they had cameras inside the home to watch and make sure he wasn't sneaking food. Is that true? I didn't know that. CM slowed down the first interview, and she said she woke Sebastian up, woke him up, and he was gone. See, she could have misspoke. I don't know. It's weird to me still though that could she have had some kind of jammer to do that? Yeah, I guess she could have, but if she went through all that scenario, you would have thought they would have had enough sense to have made a pair of shoes disappear too. That's my big thing about it. That is what to me is a big issue, that there's no shoes gone. He's gone and there's no shoes gone with him. You know, I've been suspicious as hell of that since day one, because I do not get why you walk out without shoes when you know you are leaving. There's so many times in my teenage years that I wanted to leave home and go to my grandparents because I hated my stepfather and my mama made bad decisions. See, I think Seth's mom lives in Texas, or it's a ways off, ain't it? And Lord, I'd hate to think he was trying to make his way to Katie's mom. It just seems like if he was trying to make his way to anybody's mom, without their knowledge, he'd have had to have help. Somebody to seen him. That's the issue. That now we're at 3 months. Over 3 months now, man. That's mind-boggling. I know I say that every time we talk about him. I never thought this would go on that long, but I really honestly don't. What if they are lying about Sebastian's shoes all being there? We have no idea how many pairs of shoes Sebastian had. They could be lying about the shoes all being there. But why would they lie about that lip lock? It don't make sense to me. That would make them look, all they're accomplishing is making themselves look more guilty if they are lying about that. It seems like such a dumb, weird thing to lie about. The only thing they do when they say that all the shoes are there is make a case that he didn't walk out of there. It hurts them knowing. Wouldn't you agree? I see no advantage to lying about the shoes. I think it was, that's why I lean toward this was an accident of some sort and it wasn't as thought out. Why you got him all day on, and it's so weird also, because I thought about this the other day, how busy his day was, and you think back to the Summerwells case, how busy her day was. The last day these kids are ever seen, they have just a jam-packed day, you know. I mean, if you really go back and think about all the stops and stuff Candace did, that is a jam-packed day, because she was supposedly home, you know, midday at the latest, right? Then you look at Sebastian's day on a Sunday. That's a hell of a Sunday. It feels like a Saturday to me. You know, usually at my house, we're going to do stuff. It's Friday night, Saturday. Sunday is usually a day to relax and get ready for the week. You know, I always thought it seemed like Sunday was such an odd day to do all the crap they did. Like, it's what an action-packed Sunday it was. And in both cases, all this stuff happens right before you get a missing. So weird. So weird. You know? And I don't know about I pray to God that we figure out what's happening in Sebastian's case and Summerwell's case, because Sebastian's days are adding up The more they add up, the worse it gets. If he walked out, he would have stuck to road and headed toward his dad's or Hendersonville, not the woods, and he would have been spotted by several people. He would have been spotted by somebody. You know what I'm saying? He would have been spotted. As far as I know, there's no credible sightings of him, period. Almost like a last goodbye. It was a hell of a... I tell you, a lot of people are with this, you know, that they put him somewhere. That would be the way. If say you were going to you were going to be away from your kids, you know, for a long time, and you knew it. You'd want them to have the most fun, best day with you that they possibly could before you lost them. Would you not? You would. And I tell you, Sebastian's last day was pretty, yeah, I wouldn't call it an average day to do all the stuff, you know. Seems like an awful lot went on that last day. That's just my opinion, you know. But it was a lot. I don't know how you look at it any other way. Jam-packed day. Then poof. Disappear. Just gone. But if they did put him somewhere, they're still going to face big charges. Yes. I'm not sure what they'd be at this point, you know. I still, the timing's going to, I feel like the timing of all this is going to mean something in the end. We searched from exit 143 in Dixon, Tennessee to exit 412 at the time. CP, Katie, and Seth were searching and didn't see anyone. They missed their... That's nice of y'all to be out there searching. God bless you. I'm telling you, if you want to do anything, everybody wants to do something to help these kids, that's the best thing you can do is search. You know, there's cases where people, this happens. People come up missing or found years later, and a lot of the times it's somewhere they thought had been searched or they know had been searched and somehow it was missed. I think them woods up north, that big patch that I showed y'all, I don't think it's on the one map I kept. Let me look. Is it? Let me get this a little bit. I don't know. Let me look. No, can't see it here. But up here, this starts it right here. They're up above here, up where the live, up in the top left. You can see that tree line right above Sebastian's neighborhood. It gets super thick the further north you go. There's a big patch of woods up there, and that'd be the direction. If you were traveling and not being seen on camera, that'd be the direction you have to go. Pretty much is north. I don't see how there's any way whatsoever he could have managed to go south, nobody seen him, or east or west. There's major roads all around there. The only way I think he could have got out of there without being on a bunch of surveillance cameras and doorbell cams and stuff like that, the only way he could have possibly come out of there is north. There's no other way he makes it without being spotted immediately by either people, cameras, something. And I have heard of no credible sighting of Sebastian that morning. So that tells you he didn't go south. There's no way he would have missed everybody. Yeah, it's like Amanda Berry, who was missing 10 years. Yeah, all three of them girls had been missing about that long. You never know. Thing about Sebastian, though, is he would have had pretty much to have been given to somebody. They were abducted. I don't know. What if KP got rid of Sebastian out of spite to CP, screwing him out of custody of Faith? That's as good as any other stuff I've heard. You never know. You know, maybe she thought he was leaving. She's like, all right, I'll show you. Seems it's plausible. Mandaberry, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the horrific case of the 3 young girls taken on their way home from work or school and kept in a basement? Well, they were kept in a house throughout the house. One of them had a daughter by the guy that took them there. I can't remember that dude's name. What was his name? He's gone now. I think he offed himself. But it was 3 of them. There was Mandaberry, Michelle Knight, and there was another one. I can't remember her name. I just remember Michelle Knight because she was on Dr. Phil a lot. There was a fair in town that week that looked jinky. I mean, creepy looking. It really stuck out. I was looking for a child. I'd look there. Castro. Yes, that's it. Castro. Ariel Castro. Yeah, that's the name. That's the dude. He's a sick puppy, man. Really bad dude. And see, like the advantage, I think one of them knew his daughter too. Why she kind of had her guard down a little bit. Gina de Jesus or something like that. Yes. Yeah, that's the monster, Ariel Castro. But see, this just feels like a different situation than that. Because I've all but ruled out abduction. It just seems so unlikely. Especially, well, I mean, it seems 100% unlikely to me by a stranger. The only way it seems possible is somebody he knew well and trusted. A lot of people have that theory that it's the Good Samaritan theory is what I'd call it, that somebody knew about the charges, the CPS accusations and that stuff, and had gotten Sebastian thinking they were actually helping him. At this point, it seems hard, but I don't know where you go with it. You know, I'm seeing, and people talk about Katie's interviews and stuff, body language, stuff like that. Every one of the body language people I've seen seems to think that Katie in the interviews is being honest. I don't see how that's possible. The only way that's possible to me that Katie ain't involved is somebody close to Sebastian helped him. It seems like the only way possible, and has him. Let's be real here, have a real conversation. How often does the Good Samaritan scenario play out? To be honest, I don't know of an actual Good Samaritan case. Has it ever come out that it was actually a person with good intentions and everything that's done it? I don't know of a story. My cousin was arrested for killing a man. This man had kept her in a hole under the floor of his house and chained up with another young lady. She's in jail awaiting trial with no real lawyer or help. They know that those are the circumstances and she's in jail? God, what a miscarriage of justice. Hey, email me some stuff on that Rottweiler and PJs. John Davis True Crime at yahoo.com. And we'll look into that. If that's those are facts, we need to raise some awareness to that. That's some straight up BS. I don't know how that could happen. We need to get somebody on that jury. There's the email address at the bottom of the screen. If I've said this a million times, but if anybody's got like missing person flyers they want me to show on the show, I'll be glad to show any of them. Current missing people, y'all want some attention brought, I'll be glad to show any you send me. I offer to do this all the time. I don't get none. I thought maybe people had cases that were kind of close to them that wasn't well known of missing kids, and they want some help getting attention brought to it, but I never get none. I don't get that. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I'm trying to remember to say this and remind you guys to see if it helps, because my algorithm sucks. People don't can't find my videos. I don't know what's happened. I used to get 5,000-10,000 views every video. Now I can't crack 1,000. So please hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Right while I'm full fervent prayer now, as soon as we are done here. Yeah, send me some stuff on that, and we will raise some fuss about that. Just send it to my email, okay? John Davis True Crime at yahoo.com. Well, that's not you, John. Sounds like she needs help. Sounds like that's some bullshit, don't it? If that's the circumstances, that's just horrible. You're right. I have to admit that I almost forgot about your channel, and then you started popping up my notifications again. It's like, I don't know what it is. To be honest, I made a video and I outed a PEDO, and ever since I did that, I've been shadow banned. They don't share, none of my stuff gets out anymore. And I'm still on probation for it. John Davis True Crime, I'm in the same boat with you, my dear. We're not in the algorithm because we don't have enough drama and baloney. I guess not. I guess because I don't hashtag the shit out of kids' names all the time and make up lies and make everything out to be the greatest news to ever update. I guess because I ain't willing to do that, and it's keeping me out. I think it's got to do with me making fun of because I made a video. It was like 30 minutes long, and it has this guy in it that done some horrific stuff, and it's out right now, probably doing it as we speak. And I tried to call it out, and YouTube's hated me ever since. Used to love me, 5,000-10,000 every video. Now 500 if I'm lucky. But I appreciate the 500 that do keep coming back. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I think I'm going to start doing a lot more of open panel. If we can get people to come up on panel and have conversations, I think that's the best way to come up with ideas is discussion. Heaven forbid we call out convicted. Yes, and they were, and they are, and I would almost guarantee you that person is right now actively doing something they shouldn't be doing. Don't forget the bean video. Oh, all right, y'all give me a second. I'm going to bring it up. Now, hold on. Y'all got to see this. Be the Bean made a little video about me and this other person, and it's hilarious. Here it is. Let's see here. Right. Hold on. Just hold on 1 second. I think it's hilarious. Hope y'all find the humor in it.
ain't got time for this shit.
Well, it is my town, and I'll do what I want.
Jody Sue, ain't nobody dumb enough to text you shit.
I'm the manager of the HOA, and I have access to everybody's phone number that's a tenant on my lawn.
We know you gonna put it on blast.
That is that I'm the beholder, and I'm the beholder.
The real Andy B ain't no dumbass.
I have an issue with you, honey.
Whatever he's planning on talking about, he thinks he has to explain it.
Your cat. It's been pissing and shitting in my flower beds.
Show us a receipt for that.
What matters is that your cat's been pissing and shitting in my yard.
You need to have real proof. You should not say something that serious without,
You taking over your wife's phone calls like a freaking control man.
Because he said, I'm not explaining it to you.
Let her off the leash, honey.
You'll make it into something it ain't.
That's hilarious, ain't it? That's Be the Bean. If y'all ain't checked it out, subscribe. I think it's hilarious. Can't see the video. Y'all couldn't see it? Oh, crap. Oh, there's a thingy stuff. We couldn't see it. I wonder why. I was sharing. Let me try again. Oh, hold on. Now we watch it. I'll play it again next time. I'll edit it to where I can play it as a video. I don't know why it wasn't working. It sucks. Y'all ain't seen it though. Go watch it. It's Be the Bean, and just put in Be the Bean JDTC, and it should come right up. Just had a birthday, 15th. Good to see you. Happy birthday. Happy belated. There you go. Lip Lock got you the link there. Y'all can check it out. I apologize, Be the Bean, if you're still here, for screwing that up. I don't know why it didn't show it. Y'all go subscribe to Be the Bean. They do good clip stuff. Hilarious. Hilarious. I was having a bad day the other day, and Jessie messaged me. She's like, you seen the video about you? I was like, oh, shit. What? I don't need this today. And that actually brought a smile to my face. I thought it was pretty funny. Sue and John Davis have the same voice. Ha ha. Yes, that's right. We have the exact same birthday. I remember on a different channel you were wished happy day, and I was too. Well, that's cool. Y'all share a birthday. Scared TF out of John. You ain't scaring nobody. I appreciate everybody for coming. We'll be back tomorrow. There's my email. If y'all got anything you want to talk about, anything you want brought up, anything on your mind, or if you got a good theory, you want to email it to me, you want it shared with the group, I'll share it. Anything like that. We might bring somebody up on panel tomorrow. Lip Lock, won't you come up on panel tomorrow? Will you commit to that today so we can have a plan? Hit the thumbs up. Don't forget that. Y'all hit the thumbs up. I want to know if y'all didn't. I'll be able to tell. Okay. Okay. Good. All right, y'all. We'll have an open panel thing tomorrow and talk to everybody, and have a good rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you bright and early, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Hit the thumbs up on the way out.